Hi, my name is Sarah Fowl, and today we're hanging out. I wanted to release a formal video this week, but the thing I was working on was not cooperating with me, so I decided to scrap it. And when I have nothing better to do, I like to work on a pretty boy. So here are the contestants for today. I don't know if I'm going to work on both, or one, or neither. I don't know, we're hanging out. This is, I think, Cade, Motorcycle Cade. Obviously, I already worked on him, and I kind of don't like him. I feel like he's wonky, like one eye's bigger than the other. Maybe it's not. Maybe I am being a bit too critical of myself. But the thing I hate the most on him is his hair. I have no idea what it is. Because I've never felt saran like this. And Bratz, I think Bratz only used saran or poly. So is this poly? Unless it's Kanekalon. Did Bratz ever use Kanekalon? It's so thin and it's so airy, and the only other doll I have with this kind of feeling hair is one of my old Barbies who has Kanekalon. Either way, I don't like it. Part of me wants to reroot him, but the idea of rerooting a Bratz head is kind of scary. So now there's Dylan. Please ignore the fact that he's decapitated. I literally just came back from carrying this decapitated head in my purse to the store with me to get some yarn because his flocking has come off. I kind of just want to strip all the old flocking off and give him new flocking. I'm okay with his hair as is. Obviously he needs probably a wash, but the flocking is the issue because this giant bald spot. The only reason why I'm more hesitant to work on this is because it is the older Bratz Boy mold, and I've only worked on it once. And I worked on it on this guy. Please ignore the fact that he's shirtless. I borrow clothes from all of my dolls. My Kai inspired Cameron. Man, this was such an interesting choice of eye shines. This was my first ever attempt at a Bratz Boyz. I think I did pretty well. Part of me kind of wants to scratch these off and put them on the normal way. I feel like I'll regret it if I do. The only reason I can scratch them off, I can like kind of scratch them like this, is because I was using a really cheap acrylic paint. I wasn't using the model paints, but, or you know what? Should I paint over this? No, I think I'm too attached to him. I think I kind of just answered my own question. I think I'm gonna work on him. I did all that talking for nothing, but that's okay, because we're hanging out. I'm gonna use isopropyl alcohol to remove the old glue and the flocking, because I don't want to remove the paint. His paint is fine, it's just the flocking. Ooh, yeah, I think it's working. Okay, so how is everyone doing? I think I did briefly mention it in my video where I was ranking the faces that I did, but part of me wanted to be a bit more consistent with uploading because I don't know how much time left I have with this hobby. So, you know, just go out with a bang, do as many faces and as many videos as I can until I have to turn my attention to arguably more important things. Not that this isn't important to me, it's just that in the grand scheme of life, unfortunately, this has very little to do with my future. I feel like I'm gonna waste so many Q-tips doing this. You know what? What if I took a cuticle tool? What if I took this cuticle pusher, dipped it in alcohol, and then started scraping it off? Would that work? Oh yeah, it does. I hope I don't scratch off paint by doing this. The idea of doing this for a living, like, you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it. I feel like everyone low-key has like a bit of a dream, for lack of better wording, to become a YouTuber or to live off of content creation. I don't know, maybe this is the coward in me that doesn't want to fully commit into something so volatile and so unstable that I have to turn my attention to other things that probably are equally unstable, probably is equally unstable, but maybe less so than this. I don't know how to word it. And also, I don't want to make it seem as if I'm looking down on people who do content creation. I'm, in fact, very jealous of you. Also, ew, Seraphil's getting vulnerable. If you don't like that, you can leave. I get it. I try to be not so personal outside of like my private accounts and stuff, because obviously no one's here for that. And I get kind of terrified at the idea of people becoming parasocially attached to me, which is crazy because I'm no one in the grand scheme of things, but it's just a lot to think about. I feel like this is also a topic that I've talked about before. When I started my doll account, and both on Twitter and on here, and a little bit on Blue Sky, because I thought Twitter was imploding, and you know what, in a way it is, but all of the friends that I made are on there, and I find it very hard to leave them behind. Sorry, I'm not good without a script. But yes, when I first opened my social media, I made it my goal to become a bit more open to talking to people and making friends, because that was kind of the whole point. I didn't have a lot of people that I could talk to about dolls in person, and I felt bad subjecting my few friends to my endless incoherent babbling about dolls. So I thought I'd make an account where I can do that and create a community, or find a community where I'll be able to do that. But in recent days, the internet has not really been that fun to be on. You know, with the rise of AI and just people being nasty and mean-spirited all the time, and also the general state of the world, makes me very uneasy and just very uncomfortable and tired. And obviously the most insufferable people are always the loudest, but it's just so hard. It's just so hard to be online when I feel like people are intentionally like making inflammatory statements or intentionally being incredibly obtuse. It's so annoying. It's so annoying that I ultimately made the decision that I'm just gonna pull back, and I'm not gonna speak unless spoken to. And even then I don't win. Turns out I'm really bad at multitasking, and I can't talk and work at the same time. This is awful. When one of my goals this year was to make more videos, and then part of me was like, oh, you know what, if I'm not feeling like a whole scripted video, I'll just do like one of these ramble craft with me things. And here I am. It's only been like 20 minutes. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm tired. Another part of me was like, oh my gosh, what if I made this a live stream? But then I remembered I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have the mental capacity to do a live stream. He's still got lots of glue on him. It's just so much glue. How do I get it off? Like if I use my nail, ooh, it came off with my nail. This is literally so gross. I'm so sorry. Is it working? I can't tell. That's a lot of flocking though. You can still see the glue on his head. Honestly, maybe it's not that big of a problem if there's still glue here, because technically, aren't I gonna put more glue on top of it? I guess. Okay, I guess I'll just clean it up a little. No, now he has old glue crumbs all over him. If there's a lot of jump cuts in this video, it's probably because I started talking about something and then in editing I realized actually I don't want that to be on the internet, so don't mind that. I'm pretty sure all I need to do is get some yarn and then chew it up with my scissors. So hey, here goes nothing. I hope I don't cut my mat doing this. Oh my god, the fuzz is getting everywhere. This is not good for my carpal tunnel. Should I get a bowl or something for this? I feel like it's gonna stick more to the mat than it is to anything else. Okay, that worked a little too well, because now it looks like my mat is flopped. Honestly, doing it like this makes me think about being a kid and going to a noodle restaurant with my family, and my mom would order a big bowl and then ask for like smaller bowls, and then she'd cut up the noodles like this. How chewed up does it really have to be, realistically? Man, my goal was to get a video out a week for as long as I have time left in this hobby, but I just get so tired. This is so much work. And that's rich coming from me too. I only ever do faces. I've only recently started doing hair, and I would rather be caught dead than sewing clothes. Just kidding, I'm being dramatic. I commend people who are able to sew doll clothes, because hell knows I do not have that kind of patience. Let's start with a small section back here. Part of me is like, should I water this down a little so it's like paper mache? I think this consistency is fine. Glue brushed. Yarn picked up. And brush. If this doesn't work out, I'm probably gonna scrap him and then pick up Kai and work on Kai. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I've seen people pour the flocking on like a head with glue on it, kind of like how you do the little glitter arts. I don't think the yarn is airy enough for that, you know what I mean? It's still a bit clumpy, and I don't really have the hand strength to chew up that yarn even more. So we're back. It's been 2 days. I kind of did his hair and then quit because I got bored and I got irritated because glue is sticky and I hate the feeling of glue all over my hands. But he dried and it looks good from a distance. I put a lot of yarn here, I kind of realized, so this part is a bit thick compared to this part. Honestly, I think since it's just PVA glue, I could probably just peel it off. Oh, yeah. Probably just like loosen the bulk a bit. Oh, nope, the whole thing's coming off. Okay, well, it's fine. Bratz heads are pretty hard, so probably when I'm done with the face, I'll go in and redo this part of his head, or I could just rip it all off and then redo all of it. Now knowing that I should be putting an even layer on his head. Now my only concern is how do I get rid of these white spots? I'll probably come back and chew up more yarn to redo this section of his head, but let's take off his face because I have been kind of fiending to play with some acrylics. If you're ever curious why one hand is gloved and the other isn't, it's because I'm a princess and I don't want to ruin my nail polish sooner than it needs to be ruined. It's always so fun. So a little yellow because he's probably really old. That's okay. I actually don't really like this head mold. I think the lip mold is a little too prominent compared to the rest of the face. So I definitely prefer the other Bratz Boy head mold instead. Now, the thing is, I have yet to work on a Dylan, and I feel like maybe that's a bit criminal. I honestly tried really hard to look for a Dylan with that other head mold and also a darker skin color, but unfortunately I couldn't find any at the secondhand shops or the doll shows the doll show that I usually go to. Not for a price I like either. At some point, you just take what you can get. I have no idea why he's so yellow. I could take him to like a sink and actually wash him, but because PVA glue is washable, I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh, and I got water on the back of his head anyway, so that's great. Yeah, I think the water reactivates the glue, so should be more careful. Well, now I know. All I need to do is like probably spray this with water and the white spots fade. Actually, let me try that now. I'll use a Q-tip because hopefully that'll give me better control on his head. Reactivate this glue. And I can feel it. It's so sticky. This feeling is exactly what made me stop. I'm playing a dangerous game here. There might be a lot more background noise because now it is in the middle of the day. There's probably kids getting out of school, parents driving around picking them up, and also everyone in my house is awake. So I think someone also decided they were going to start lawn work, which is funny because they weren't when I started recording this. Whatever. Someone decided I'm gonna start yard work right now. Mind you, it's like 3 p.m. This is like the worst time to do yard work. So my brother gave me a wet palette. That's why it's all beat up, but that's okay. These nasty pennies, I guess he put in because he said copper counteracts mold, but I don't know how real that, or I don't know if that works. Honestly, just parchment paper is so cheap. Paper towel is so cheap, just throw it away when you're done with it. So there isn't any mold, but what else am I gonna do with these nasty looking pennies? So I'm gonna keep them in here or whatever. I have this dropper which helps me water down my acrylic paints. I have this random teacup that I painted at one of those like ceramic painting places I use for my water. If you're looking to get into doing plain acrylic face-ups, I think aside from the primary colors and black and white, another really useful color is brown. I specifically like this shade from AK Acrylics called Chocolate Chipping. I think it's a really good neutral brown. This is Vallejo Game Color. This is Vallejo Model Color. My most used brush is this one, the Vallejo Detail 4.0 brush. On a trip to Daiso a few weeks ago, I found this brush in the nail section. I saw how thin it was and I thought, you know, maybe I could use it for eyelashes or something, because this 4.0 is not small enough. But we will see. I can't say I recommend it yet, but we'll see. I'm going to use chocolate chipping, and then I water it down by a lot. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing that because I want to use this as my sketch color. And I have this random dotting tool I use to mix my colors because I don't like it when the paint gets stuck in the bristles, like near the base of the brush. I have no idea how to clean it out. Maybe someone who has actual experience with brushes can do better than me. I do still have Kai here, who has fixed eye shines now, just as like a little reference. I'm trying to be better about not spraying MSC all the time, especially if I'm doing a full acrylic face. So I'm gonna go in with acrylics. I'm scared. Hi, my name is Seraphel, and turns out I have a really hard time talking and painting at the same time, so you're getting a voiceover. I don't really have much to say about the actual process of repainting because I was honestly just winging it, playing it by ear, and also when it comes to doing full acrylic repaints, I personally feel like they're a bit straightforward, but if you are here to learn, I'm sorry I talked your ear off for 20 minutes, only for you to come back with nothing, but there are plenty more people out there, I'm sure, who are a lot more educational than I could ever be. With that being said, let's keep hanging out. Let's keep chatting. I recorded this footage at the beginning of February, and if you look at a calendar, it's not the beginning of February anymore. It's near the end, actually. One of my goals this year was to do daily journaling, which I did, so I do have notes as to how my month has been going. But basically, I've been very, very busy with some family stuff, some personal stuff. There's also been holidays back to back. There was joint Valentine's Day, and for me, that. I've also been very lucky to receive some commissions that I've been working on. Basically, it's been a lot trying to juggle all the aspects of my life and getting things in order. I don't want to consider this doll stuff work, but if there was a term for it, I have terrible work-life balance. I always have. Time management, never heard of her. But anyways, actually one of my commissioners gave me permission saying I could do a video of their dolls if I wanted to, so you might see that, hopefully, if I can figure that out within my schedule. I also have a few more dolls in my gut that I really want to do, but I also need to start gearing up and taking care of my real life stuff, like I've been ominously mentioning throughout my videos. Basically, I'm winging it. That's all I've ever done in my life. Wing it. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I also just remembered I've been stewing in it for a while, but I've finally decided, despite being someone who is incredibly anxious when it comes to like social media, like so anxious that I actually have all my notifications muted, so if I don't respond or if I respond really late, that's why. Anyways, aside from my Twitter account, I now have an Instagram account. You can follow me at _Seraphel. Don't forget the underscore. Apparently someone already took Seraphel, but, you know, I snooze, I lose. The profile is probably blank, but that's because I have no idea how I want to set it up yet, but we'll see. Also, it feels a bit counterintuitive to be making a new social media when I don't know what my future in dolls looks like, but who knows, maybe this is motivation for me to not give up on dolls. I don't know. Once again, I'm winging it. Anyways, personal life stuff aside, back to the doll. I'm aware I pull the doll out of view very often. Unfortunately, that's just a bad habit of mine when it comes to full acrylic repaints, because I can do acrylic repaints in one sitting. I don't have to get up, I don't have to spray MSC, so I get really focused, and I don't think to look back at my phone and see if I'm still in frame or not, so sorry. I also don't really like to record my acrylic repaints because, one, I feel like I'm still practicing, and two, because I do it all in one sitting, the video files themselves get really long, and I am terrified of my phone running out of storage and just cutting the footage, or even losing the footage. So at some point I call it quits and I'm like, I've recorded enough. I feel like there's nothing else for me to record. So I just went as far as I could with Dylan before I turned to my lovely friends and I asked if they could help me out with what else I could add to the face, and one of them mentioned facial hair, so I was like, yeah, I think he does need a bit of texture or something interesting on his face, so I added, of course, the facial hair and my tried and true freckles. Some friends also mentioned the Japanese delinquent boy vibe, or I think it's called the Yankee vibe. So I added this little band-aid over his nose, and you can't really see it, but I also gave him a little metal piercing on one ear. Well, no, you can see it in this picture. But yeah, that's it. Just a quick fun face-up that I did when I had no idea what else I wanted to do, but I have things to do now, so. But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me for 20 plus minutes. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was just me talking endlessly, but I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you next time, whenever that may be. Bye!